What is up, Define Squad? Welcome and welcome back. If you are not new here, it's your girl Alex at Defined by Alex, where we are defining our lives and building our dreams in that order, okay? So let's go ahead and just jump right into this topic because I really think this video is for those of you who really want to know what it's like being a solopreneur. Let's get into it. Get into it with this water, okay? So let's go ahead and talk about being a solopreneur and all the things that you're about to go through when you start a business. Now, depending on who you talk to, being a solopreneur can be great. You know, it definitely has its ups and its downs, you guys. Like, trust me, there is no way everything is always hunky-dory, you know, rainbows and lollipops, because it really gets hard. But before I dive into that, let me go ahead and just start with the premise of what you really need to make sure you have together when it comes to being a solopreneur. Let's start with your mind, okay? Let's start with the fact that you are about to embark on something you may have, one, never done before, two, have no knowledge, no background, no type of skill or expertise, all that good stuff in it before either. And you know, this is going to be very, very new to a lot of you. However, despite all that, you can still overcome a lot of things if you are willing to put in the time and you shape your mindset to adjust with what you're doing. Oftentimes, and I see it, I have seen it a lot, oftentimes we may have the expectations that don't match the reality, okay? And oftentimes that leads to a lot of early burnout, giving up, quitting, okay? And honestly, just believing that you cannot do it when you hit a rock. So let me just be the first one to tell you that it's not always gonna be easy, but it is achievable, okay? So when you're about to start a business and you know that everything is about to be on you, paying for everything, you gotta schedule time to make a post, you gotta go live, you gotta, promote your product, you gotta do what you gotta do to put yourself and your brand out to your audience, then that's gonna require you to leave your old self behind. So the first thing that I wanna talk about is that becoming a solopreneur means that you have to change your mindset. You have to make sure that your mind is in a state of, I'm gonna do what I need to do when I need to do it, okay? Or I know that I cannot go out as much, or I cannot spend as much, or I don't have as much free time that I did in the past, because if I don't film, if I don't, sell a shirt, sell a course, then I don't eat, okay? So you guys can take that the way that you want, but what I'm simply saying is that your mindset, becoming a solopreneur, is the utmost importance, okay? Because you can't be running around here thinking that you could do the same things you did in the past into this new life that you want, right? Let's go ahead and just call it what it is. Let's go ahead and just talk about it in a healthy manner, because that is okay to accept. You got to change it. I had to change my mindset. I had to, really put myself in this bubble of like, it's Friday night and I want to go out. Well, guess what wasn't done? I had to make emails. I had to write out my YouTube scripts. I had to prepare for, a launch. Going out got put on a back burner because I knew that in order for me to enjoy going out, I had to make sure that my business needs and all the things that I had to complete for my business were done. All right, let's just call it what it is. So that's what I wanted to start off with. I wanted to talk about the mindset, because when you don't have your mind right, a lot of other things that I'm going to talk about, you guys, is going to be hard to really get together, because your mind has to be focused. Like, have that tunnel vision to know that it is all on you or else. All right, let's move on. Okay, so another thing that is going to be really quick for you future solopreneurs and you solopreneurs to really get under your belt is learning how to create a schedule for yourself that involves you making content, that involves you showing up. Like, listen, you guys, it is time for you to show up for your business. You gotta make sure that you show up, because how are people going to trust you? How are people going to believe that what you have to sell them is legit? So make a schedule when it comes to wanting to really put yourself out there and sticking to the plan, because consistency will trump your competition, okay? So the more that you are consistent, the more that you are actively showing yourself, actively putting yourself in front of your viewers, like, hello viewers, here I am, okay? You gotta make sure that you make a schedule. One thing that I've started to do when making a schedule is knowing that I have designated days of the weeks to do certain things. Perfect examples. On my Mondays, every Monday, especially if I know that I haven't filmed more than enough videos for the next week or so, all Mondays are my filming and content creation days. That means on Monday, I film YouTube, I film reels for Instagram, and things like that. So I have a designated day where my friends know, my family know, if you need Alex on a Monday, she not gonna be available from said time to said time, because that's the day that I focus heavily on creating the content that you guys love to watch and that I love to make, because that's just what I gotta do, okay? So you wanna make sure that you make a schedule for yourself, because that's how you're going to stay on track. That's how you can make yourself more accountable. And that's how you know you can wiggle in other things throughout the week, because now you have a schedule for yourself. And on certain days of the week, you know that these things need to get done, and you just plug and chug them as you go, okay? So that's what I wanted to also discuss, is that make sure that as a solopreneur, you have a schedule. Because, I mean, when you worked your 9 to 5 or your day job, you showed up on that schedule. So apply that same concept to your actual business, because you never know, like, that's how you're gonna really get a lot of things off the ground, okay? So make a schedule for yourself, stick to the plan, have consistency, and watch how the magic is going to unfold. Okay, so now we've talked about mindset, and now we've talked about creating a schedule as a solopreneur. Now this third thing is gonna be a little bit more personal, but that's okay, because it needs to be said. When it comes to being a solopreneur, there are gonna be friendships, relationships, situationships that you're gonna need to know and have that discernment in knowing that some things just need to just let it go, cut it off. Or does the people in your life respect and accept what you are doing to give you the space to create what you're doing, okay? Perfect example. If you got a man or a girl and they aren't seeing what you are seeing, and they're not accepting and reciprocating the energy to support you and what you're doing, then I'm afraid then that's just not what you need. You know, you don't need that distraction. Now, am I a relationship expert? No, and I'm not here to be. But I know that when it comes to running a business and staying focused, there's gonna be people that aren't gonna be with you on this journey, okay? And that's okay. So you guys have to just instill that in your mind, that not everyone is meant to go with you in this next season in your life. And if that happens along the journey of you building your business, in the moment, you know, it might be what it is. You know, emotions might just present themselves. But you also have to keep in mind that that vision isn't for them to see. That vision is for you to see, you to execute, and you to sustain for your happiness, okay? So I'm not going to dive into all of that, but I just really wanted to say that there are going to be some friendships and relationships that may end because you got stuff to do, okay? You have to keep growing and glowing. And if there are people who are holding you back and distracting you from that, then my friend, I think you know what you need to do. Okay? Cool. Let's move on to the next one. Okay. So one of the biggest things as a solopreneur that you're going to make sure that you have to always have together is your budget or your finances, okay? So when it comes to, again, you have started the business, you're paying for the business, you're operating the business, you're making everything for the business. That also means that you gotta make sure that your budget is in place for all these things that you're doing for your business. So if you know that you have to buy inventory, you may not wanna go out and splurge on some clothes or shoes or whatever your indulgences is, because that money can help with your inventory. Here's what I want you guys to understand from this talking point, is that if there is anything that you desire to have from a materialistic standpoint, please know that it will be there when you make it. Please know that there will be times where you can buy it twice if you are willing to sacrifice and put yourself in a position to know that if I don't buy this inventory, I can't make sales. If I don't invest in Facebook ads, I can't grow my business and then splurge on myself. So when it comes to your budget and your finances, materialism, you guys, that can't be at the same level. You either gonna wanna buy inventory and grow your business, or do you wanna shop and go out to eat and do all these things that really isn't becoming an investment for you? It's spending. That's not coming back to you, okay? So I say all of that to say is that you're gonna have to really sacrifice when it comes to your money. You're gonna really have to sacrifice when it comes to your needs, and figuring out ways to add to your business finances and your money and your income streams for your business, because there's gonna be some days where you gotta spend a lot of money to make money, okay? We all know you gotta spend it to make it, and scared money don't make no money, all right? This is what I want you guys to know. I actually picked up a part-time job so that I can pay for my Facebook ads, because I knew that in order for me to really see the numbers and leverage my Facebook ads to grow my business, then that means I need to bring in some more income. So just a transparent moment that you guys can know is that I wasn't afraid to take on a part-time job because I know where I'm headed. And I say all of that to say is that if you are struggling with figuring out what you're gonna do to pay for the things, pick up a side job. Pick up something that isn't gonna really cost you a lot of time, and it's not gonna be as strenuous, because at the end of the day, you're not working for anyone else anymore. You're working for yourself. But that may come to a point to where you don't have the means to support your business, so you got to bring in extra money, you know, kind of like in an intermittent type of way. So you just work a part-time job on the weekends, or you work every other day, or whatever your schedule does, you know, that's something that you have to decide. But being a solopreneur, when it comes to your money, you're going to find out real quick that your expectations and your reality don't mesh up, and you got to figure it out, okay? Okay, friends, so that's it for today's video when it comes to all the things you need to know about being a solopreneur and what that entails really below the surface, so that you are in a position to know what to expect, what to prepare for, and also what to eliminate, so that way it can elevate you in a space that you didn't see coming, okay? So thank you guys so much for watching today's video on what it takes to be a solopreneur. I hope you guys found this video helpful. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up and leave a comment down below if you enjoyed this video, y'all. But as always, don't forget to drink your water, mind your business, and always choose yourself first, and I'll be back in my next video. Bye, y'all.